you got to come up with something like that.
Yeah, probably. There is a lot of stoners in this space. Today we have
It,
Adam
it,
with us from High as a Giraffe's Hat. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the project, and how you
sure
came
will.
about?
Yep. As always, starting off, thanks for the opportunity and looking forward to the future, getting to know you and the community. So just to get started off, it was like the name sounds, high as a giraffe's ass. I am a pothead. Don't have any shame in that whatsoever. So it was just kind of right out of high school, you work in construction and shit, and you might fuck something up, or working in the mason trades, you cut a block wrong, or you inch yourself, you take an inch off, and it's too short or it's too long, and so usually the masons on the scaffolding were pretty good guys, and so they just, oh, you fucking must be high as a giraffe's ass, and it was kind of just a saying back then that you never really thought of it. But then the older I got, and then you'd hear it a little bit more, and so thinking about if a person wanted to launch a meme coin and have fun with it and yet be original as you can be, and have something that yet still hits like a personal type, to try to find a balance on that. All of a sudden one day it just hit, well, high as a giraffe's ass is going to be the one, and it's catchy. People seem to like it, and it is what it says it is. It's a good time, and everybody has fun with it, and that's kind of where it came from. And I googled the tickers and wanted to make sure that we weren't going to be like labeled as a copycat or whatever. And we were the only ticker. We were the original symbol when we launched. So that was kind of something that we wanted to do. So that was fun. But it's a heavy tax coin, and it's 11% XRP rewards back to distributed proportionally back to all the holders, and 1% is a hard burn, right on the get in and out on the buys and sells, and the rest goes to a marketing wallet that we're using for adding LP or doing extra burns or giving it away. Kind of big on the giveaways, like to do that. So I mean, that's kind of just the gist of it in a nutshell. We're working on some things that we want to expand with, like NFTs in spring of 2024. Just because people like NFTs, they're cool, and if you relate a value to them, and not that we have to have a utility. I mean, a meme coin's a meme coin, but when you can add some stuff to it to entice holders and reward them for that, it's always a win, for everybody. So we're always we're a bunch of high fucking giraffes, so we're always thinking. That's our bot. We got some overthinking genius that's baked out of his mind. That's how we've got his personality set. So it's kind of funny that the bot thinks like the people in the group do after a time, but so we're just having fun with it, and it's a community token. Like, we're totally we take suggestions, ideas, we talk about stuff, what we want to do. We got a solid ass contract, so if hypothetically, which I don't think will happen, but XRP shits the bed in a month, a year, whatever the case may be, we go right into contract. We can put a new rewards coin in there, and we move on. So it's a beefy contract. It was written from scratch. Had a great friend that I just recently met in the space that is a code writer that beast mode, and he helped me out. We had a little problems with the first hiccup. I launched off a deployer and tried to change the tax myself to reward the community. We were going to go 15% straight rewards in XRP just to say, we're doing this, thanks. Well, and something happened. It locked up. You couldn't buy, you couldn't sell, and it was just a fucking nightmare. So, he stepped in, he lended a hand. We got a new contract wrote up. The believers, everybody sent the tokens back, all but 10 of 100 wallets. So we just automatically airdropped the remaining 10, just to, because you didn't want somebody to come back in the group in a month and be like, well, what the heck happened? I missed it, because they felt safe with their bag. That's why they bought it. And they didn't have to come check it every day because they weren't worried about it being gone. So you don't want
Yeah,
to,
there's some
you don't
people
want to
that
give
are
them.
never on Telegram too, because when
Yeah.
I migrated, I gave people a month, and there were still tokens locked up there. and
Yep. Yeah. So we just made
it's
the
crazy.
commitment to, it's on the blockchain, like all the information's right there. So it's just a matter of copy paste and send it to them. So we didn't have to worry about that. So once we got that squared away, and now we're back on the right foot. We got some partnerships in place with the Froggies guys and the Cracker Jack bot over there. It's a pretty fun little bot, and then the Mr. Burns coin is with them as well. So we kind of got a little three-way, just community, expansion, horizon, I guess, just kind of keeping it all together with people that seem to be, good in the space is where it matters. And also got a big shout out to the Chads. We got a lot of Chads. I'm kind of in with the Chad chain group too. I'm a validator there and such. And so, all of that together, you make a big, strong community, and you continue to grow it, and you honestly give back the rewards. And I think it's high as draft stats. It's a great time. We got, if you come check the group out and shit, we got some filter geniuses in there that, the whole when proposal, sir. I mean, it's a blast. You can have a conversation with the bots and the filters and laugh your ass off for an hour, and there won't be anybody else in the room with you. I mean, it's comical in a way, but yet it's not just dumb either. I mean, it's legitimately cool shit, and it's not, so it's a blast. It's all about all the people that, have been on the black side of things, because I poured a heart and soul into a token that got led on, and only to find out that they desert you. And well, there's way too many. I mean, it happens to all of us, and nobody wants to give up. So they're always, doing the next one when they say they're never going to do another vegan chase. They're never going after another one. Well, 10 more later, you're like, okay, this is the last one, well, it's like, so this is for all the people that enough was enough, and we control it. And that's the big thing. We lock the liquidity for 2 years right away, because it don't, it's not a money making plan, for me or for anybody else on the team. Like the graphics
Yeah, I
people,
do
we
the
got some
same thing
insane
myself.
shit. They're donating all their time and all their, that's a work of art, what they do. And it takes time to, to do all that, and, AI does a lot, but when you filter and you put a lot of other stuff in to personalize, it kind of shows, because we got some pretty sick graphics. And, so big shout out to all the ones,
Yeah, I seen some of
that
those
are
on the
helping with
Twitter.
that.
They're funny.
It's all based volunteer community people that, just, it's not something that, you launch it and you can't control it yourself, because you want to keep the chats clean. You want to inform people, and you can't do that by yourself. And, there's 5, 10, 15 people joining, and you're starting to really, move up after the launch and stuff. So it was just like like a family, it's like, it's crazy to think about, but like, you go to holiday dinners and stuff, or at least for me anyway, it's like, and you have all the families that come in, the aunts and uncles, and it's all like, well, who's really telling the truth, and who's blowing smoke up whose ass this year, and yeah, right, you can't have all this shit. Whereas like, it kind of, the community that we have so far started, it feels like when you would go to an event like that, you'd be waiting to like interact or ask with stuff, instead of like avoiding conversations, or what I mean, like Joe's wife might be looking forward to meeting Mark's wife, because they've heard each other in the background of like, AMAs and stuff like this, and they want to meet, or you can almost put a face to a name because you've talked so much in groups. So that's the feeling that we're, and the vibe we're getting in the high as a draft SaaS community. It's a pretty special little place for all of the dragging around and shit that I've been through and seen happen in a place that's
Yeah,
supposed
how
to be
long have
good
you
for
been
people.
around crypto?
It was like 2018, 19, when I kind of get introduced to it, and so I kind of missed, a lot of what I could have had for,
So this will be
opportunities on
like
like
your
that
first
first
bull
wave.
cycle, first real bull cycle.
Yeah, that I was
Because
kind of ready
I
for.
started this
Yep.
channel
Yep.
in like 2017 with 10 people. We were all friends, and up to a couple of years ago, I knew everybody personally in the channel. So,
Sure. Yeah, that's, it helps, and it, like I said, I got introduced to crypto playing PlayStation. NASCAR online on a place, and that's the guy was talking about Bitcoin one day, and lo and behold, now he's in a Telegram group with us now. He's an iRacing legend, and so he's got Bitcoin and shit on his car, and he's a podium finisher week in and week out in the sprint car series on iRacing. So there's going to be and he's a cannabis friendly individual himself. So we're going to have a high ass giraffe on one of them fucking badass sprint cars that's going to be leading the pack. So it's like you want to always think positive. That's the goal. You don't want to, you don't. Dale Earnhardt never started the car telling himself he was going to not finish or he wasn't going to finish first. He was going to finish second to Rusty.
No, he wasn't afraid to use the chrome bumper, the chrome warning.
Yeah, because he said he was going to win. So if you have the mentality that you can, it's proven that you can, because the mind is a powerful thing. So if deep down you get enough people to believe that high as a giraffe's ass could be the next one. I mean, it has all the capabilities. All it needs is the community, which it has, and it has started. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, I Minnesota, small town kid. It's like it's a completely different experience than what you could almost put into words in terms of just like the doors and the paths and the shit that it opens up in the new realm of people that are still you find groups like this to hang out with and to be able to talk, and the groups of good people and the humans that still exist are what's going to save the space. And when we all unite together and get our ducks in a row, everybody's going to see that, and it will be restored. But it can't happen unless we do it.
Yeah, I believe the same thing. I mean, I know most of the AMA hosts in the space, and yeah, we all can talk, and we need to weed out the bad ones in the space pretty much. Say, this guy, he's a serial rugger. Don't even give him the time of day.
Yep. And you figure out who's working with who, and just what kind of funds they have to just essentially, take a group of 6 guys with a bunch of premium accounts and 4 burner phones, and they go in there and they got 18 accounts that they're running 36 different times over again. And it takes you a while to figure out, like, all of a sudden, well, this guy talks exactly like that guy's name, but that was Julio, and this guy is Sanchez. So it's like, but yeah, they talk exactly the same, and they use you can tell when somebody's using like a punctuation mark or a key thing over and over again. It's like, well, that's the same, like, well, then yeah, you start to catch on, and we expose the shit out of them. Like when they come in our group, like people are waiting for it, because you can kind of tell. Usually if their username's all fucked up or the unknown ones, and so
I have another cure for that right too. Away. I don't allow people in this channel without a username. So if I delete one, another one will usually get deleted. It took me 2 hours to clean up the chat one day, the members list. Just delete everyone without a username, and then usually when you do that, another 1 or 2 will disappear after that.
Yep. We'd get, when I was in another group, we'd get like 4 Amelias a day that would join, and I'd conversate with a airspace, because it's like, I know what you are, and I'm just waiting for the freaking whatever you're trying to shield to pop up, and you're gonna get hammered. But then you learn you just hammer them right away before they even get the chance, because it's like, why waste the time? Fuck them. You know why they're there, and they're not there for why you want them there or why anybody else wants them there. So we all kind of have that too. It's like that's what our bot says too. Don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. Well, so we usually kind of stop the shit before they get to start it too. So it's a great time. It's a fucking awesome community there. All the individuals there are, more than helpful. It's fun. It's safe. I've got my cell phone number, all my information, or any of the website information.
You'll probably want to change that at some point.
No,
I had mine displayed to everyone on Telegram.
Can find me.
It was annoying.
They can come. They can text me if they want. If you call and it's an unknown number, I'm probably not going to answer it. My voicemail's full. I'll say that. But you text me. I don't. I'm not gonna. I have. I don't have billions of dollars in the bank, so I'm not scared of losing it, so to speak. I'm an average person that has really nothing to lose, and not to gain either. So it's like if they want to come find me, it's all on Google anyway. If they know your name
Yeah,
or if
I'm
they know,
really not hard to find on
you know,
social media either.
yeah. So I'm not scared of that. And if anybody has questions about it, we'll ask them and we'll figure it out. Because at the end of the day, it's meant to be a place where that's restored. One person at a time, 10 people in a group, and 1,000 in a. What I mean? It just keeps building and building and building. And once you get started, that power gets stronger and stronger as it grows. And that's how those huge memes got there. I mean, they had a core group that believed. They kept believing. Other people believed. They proved the belief. They proved the trust. You know what I mean? And it's just a domino effect. Well, look at like the picture. We have all those pieces in place, so it's just a matter of time. It's fun. I guess I'm a highly optimistic individual, but I used to be a glass half empty kind of guy, and you learn that doesn't work in life very well. The glass has to be half full. You're never going to get anywhere. And once you start thinking like that, the mind is a powerful thing. So it's always something to look forward to if you look at it that way. So.
All right, you got something going on in your channel for Christmas too, don't you?
Oh yeah, we hammering out some massive. It's like 3 contests rolled into one. Pretty much, we've got a big buy contest going until it's 2 p.m. UST time. So it's 9. I believe it's like 9 p.m. on the 24th Eastern, like American time. But then I get really messed up on the times. But it's a pretty big contest. It's a big buy contest where the winner of the big buy is getting 0.4 BNB, and then also on top of that, we've got some. When we break the 15,000 threshold, we're going to throw in some additional tokens. And in the big buy in the contest, there's like a raffle. So if you buy 0.1 BNB or larger, you'll get raffle tickets, or like 1 BNB would get you essentially 10 entries into it. So then when we break the 20K, that'll be thrown in for a drawing. But then at the same time, the wallet that buys when we break 15K is going to get tokens, 500 HAGA tokens. And then when we break the 20K market cap, the wallet that breaks that's going to get 1,000. So, if somebody was to really play their cards right and hammer away at it, they could essentially clean house on all of them. But yet at the same time, the opportunity is there for multiple people to have a chance to win a various prize. So it opens the door for more people too. So it's not just like one big person can come in and do that. There's essentially more prizes available for more people, in a fairer manner, but yet still rewarding a big, the big high comp, we paid the BNB, but then having that other stuff, just for kind of something fun to do. And there was some of that too that was just donated by, members of the community that said, hey, let's do something fun. Let's make it a little spicy. We can see, just the work you're putting into it, and I guess it's work. It is. I pour concrete for a living, so yes.
Yeah, some people do appreciate the work and the time you put in, and
it's time. It's doing this type of stuff, hanging out with people, and that's where you get somewhere. That's where you get the traction, and that's where you get the people who are like, hey, yeah, like I'm not going to pay 15% tax, but then when you figure out why is it, and that's why it's because it's like I want to give 11%.
The contract usually has to go and buy XRP and send it to people too.
So. Correct, and we've hammered out. So our first, before I screwed the pooch and had to do the relaunch, we had put out over $1,200 in XRP rewards in our short. We launched, the original launch was on like the 1st. So in that, from the 1st to like the 11th, we had put out over $1,200 USD value worth of XRP at the time. And I think now on our last tracker, we were at like 650 or 680 XRP out. So, it won't be long and we'll be right back up there. And like estimates on, if we start turning, at 100K daily volume at the price of XRP right now, people are looking at like over $90 a day in their wallets. Holding like, I think the original max bag amount was like 4,200. So it's going to be pretty fun. And, even if, with a big rewards coin like this, it's buys and sells. So yeah, if we pump, we pump way up, and everybody says, "Oh, it's just going to dump." Well, at the same time, you let it
If
because
it
it's
does
more
dump, yeah,
rewards.
you're
You
getting
know,
XRP
it's
rewards.
if they want to sell, we'll punish them on the way down, and we're going to reward the people that are hanging on to it. And then when all that's said and over with, we'll do it again. But each time we do that, it's going to be a little higher and a little bit higher and a
All
little bit
right.
higher, and those, so totally.
Yeah, time's up. Do you want to ask the people in VC a couple questions about anything you've covered? And they can type the answers in the chat, and they'll be put into a drawing.
I got to ask them, or they're going to ask me. Sorry.
No, you can ask the people in VC questions. Ask them a couple questions, and they can type the answers in the chat. They don't have to be hard questions. They can be just on something you covered.
Oh, for like a quiz or something, you mean? Like a
Yep, that's how people. We give out tokens in my token here. That's how this works. And
okay.
so if they're not paying attention, they can't even win.
That's in the main chat the main one.
Yeah, you can just ask a question. They can type in here.
Okay, I'll do a. It's probably a pretty easy one, but there. That's a pretty easy one, but I touched on a little bit, but not entirely a lot. So
Let's see if anybody is listening.
yep,
5
nailed it.
Stop. Okay. Put a stop sign. All right. You got one more? Give people chances to win today.
We could do. Okay. Yep, I got one. That's an easy one, but I think I only said it once.
That one. The spelling is gonna mess up people. Yeah.
You got it. Hey, you betcha. Hey, you got that, sucker.
All right. I didn't get that one in time. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming, and we're going to stop the recording here and get to the next project. You're welcome to hang out, listen, and see what other people have to say too, and comment, ask questions, whatever you want to do.
Oh yeah, if you're giving stuff away, I'm gonna stick around. No problem. So thanks much for having me. It's a blast. Really do appreciate it. So thank you much.